It's Dew Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Dew Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you yesterday? Yesterday was Let's Talk About It Tuesday, Church Folk Day. And we got to talking about the church folk. We started talking about the priest, who is 51, who's coming out as transgender. He says that I get to announce with joy that I am transitioning. And I'm affirming to all of you that I am transgender. The best way to put this is that I'm not becoming a woman. I'm giving up pretending to be a man. Ooh. Now listen, far be it from me to say that you are not going through some gender issues internally. I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you what it is you are feeling. I can't tell you that you are a man and you're not feeling like a woman sometimes. I can't tell you that you're a woman and you don't feel like a man sometimes. But I will say that this particular issue is a bit much to be in a position of leadership in the church. There is far too much going on with that in and of itself than for you to now partner with any church to call yourself helping to steer lives to God. Well, one of the reasons is because the Bible speaks against any of this life imbalance. And I honestly believe that there are some people who are really struggling. And you know what? We are living in the fall of man. And we don't know what happens. There are people who are born with both genitalia, and we don't know what's going on with hormones and chromosomes and all of this kind of stuff. But there are people who are in this phase and in a fad. However, the way the wind blows is where they go. And because we as a congregation can't tell which one you are, then you need to step out, step down, deal with that, and then come back when you are settled. And that is settled on the side of the fence where you were born. Why? Because it is too confusing to people to try to help them through their issues when you're going through this has got to be some difficult place to be. If this is what you as an individual, whether it's a man transitioning into a woman transitioning into a man, whichever way it is, this is hard. This is hard and this is deep. And there is no way you are going to be able to struggle through this process of identifying who you really are, going to God and letting God help you settle on who you should be, who He has called you to be, and you are trying to fix everybody else, everybody else with their life. This is way too much. It's way too much. It really is. It's different when you are dealing with other issues. Much different, because what ends up happening is, those things can be sorted out. It's not if you're in a marriage that's going bonkers, it's not just you who's participating in that marriage. So it could be you, but yet it could be someone else as well. When you're dealing with this type of an issue, it ain't nobody but you. So how in the world are you going to possibly help someone else go through some really tough times in their life when you yourself are going through something so major? So I'm just going to leave it there. There's a whole lot of other issues but just that bare issue right there, just that bare fact right there, really begs to take you down off that pulpit. Now, we talk about this other issue where the priest partnered up with a 17-year-old woman. And she, at the time, he met her as an exotic dancer. She was an exotic dancer in a strip club. And he, had dealings with her. And not only did he have dealings with her, the two of them set about a lifestyle of being together, of just helping one another, making one another's life better. They decided to form an ongoing relationship that included his financial support to her in exchange for her private companionship. And she did this for years. Okay, they traveled all over Alabama, engaging in sex. Again, when she was 17 years old, and she was paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to remain silent about this thing. Well, now that she's 33, her mind is, I want him to receive some type of punishment from the church for his indiscretions as a priest, and I want him to receive some punishment from the law because of what he did with me at the age of 17. Well, first of all, she was working as an exotic dancer underage. She was there. She had lied about her age to work in that establishment. So you just started off wrong. You started this whole party off wrong. Were you willingly engaged in all of these things? He willingly engaged in all of these things. The hundreds of thousands of dollars that she said that she was paid, they did investigating and they found that this money did not come from the church. This was his personal money. Now, you can't blame him for where he pays his money. You go, this is a God thing. And you want him to fall on his sword, but like I said yesterday, and the others did, you're not falling on your own sword. You voluntarily went this direction. You went this route. Everybody had a ball. Everybody had a good time. Everybody was served and serviced. So, hey, go ahead about your business and live your life and let him live with his. Stop. Really, really, really stop. Don't go through all of this. All right. It's really, really, really something that, he may have even gone before the Lord and he's made it right with the Lord. And being that you two have been separated, you're now 33. He's now like 61 years old, and you haven't had contact. Maybe he hasn't had a chance to make it right with you, but maybe he has. I don't know. Maybe he has made it right with the Lord. So guess what? Again, you were self-served. He was self-served. Everybody got out of it what they wanted to. Bye-bye. And that's how we spent our Tuesday. Now, you might not agree, and that's understandable, but that's where the ball landed for all of us yesterday. And we had one ball here on his due time. Well, today is Wow Wednesday, y'all. We made it to the middle of the week, and we're going to get started with our girlfriend Vivian in a quick moment. So go ahead and get that healthy breakfast. Go ahead and tell somebody, anybody, everybody that It's Due Time with Pastor Steph is on. And whatever you do, don't go anywhere because we will be right back.
Yes, we can pray, Lord, remove this difficulty. But as long as the Lord allows that thing or that issue, that difficulty, that drama to remain in our lives, as long as He allows it, then the prayer also has to be, Lord, would you allow me to steward this well? As long as you got me in it, would you remind me every day by your Holy Spirit, you've allowed this for a reason. So now my prayer is, Lord, would you help me not to get out of this situation until I've got the lesson, until I've got the character you intended to build, until I
good morning, and good morning again. Welcome back to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. And it is Wow Wednesday. We made it halfway through the week by the grace of God. And we are going to get to our girl Vivian and her socially conscious segment so we can get her out of here. So let's say good morning to Viv. Good morning, Viv.
Good morning. Happy Wow Wednesday. How are you, Pastor Steph?
I am well. Thank you. I am well. Vivian, are you cold in that car, girl?
Yes.
Woo! Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, then we gotta hurry up and get you out of here. Thank you so much for being so dedicated. And what you got for us today?
All right. Today on Socially Conscious, we are starting off with some news for our Coney Island lovers. And I guess it's kind of an update as well. They're saying the city of New York is committing about $1 billion to rebuilding the Broadwalk, better known as the Coney Island Broadwalk, recognizing it needs major repairs and modern upgrades after decades of wear. And I've been to Coney Island recently, and yes, that Broadwalk needs some work. This renovation isn't just cosmetic. It's part of a broader vision for Coney Island West that includes hundreds of new affordable and mixed income housing units, upgraded public infrastructure, and investments in community spaces like the Ab Stark Sports Center. They're saying by transforming the Broadwalk and surrounding areas, the city aims to preserve public access to the waterfront, bolster community resilience in the face of climate risk, and ensure Coney Island remains a welcoming, livable neighborhood, not just for tourists, but for those that live in that area. So no, Coney Island did not get that casino that it was looking for, but to me, this is even better. They'll be giving $1 billion to this transformation and making sure that Coney Island still stands. Next, we're bringing back those pandemic vibes, in a sense, because they're talking about the flu season and how hard it has hit. Reports say flu season is heating up fast and the numbers are very high. New York City has already logged over 17,000 confirmed flu cases, and nearly 1,000 people have been hospitalized because of it. What's really alarming is how fast it's spreading. Weekly reported cases jumped from about 1,890 cases to 4,146 cases in just 7 days. That is a spike of roughly 119% increase. They're saying statewide there are more than 17,700 positive cases statewide, and hospitalizations have nearly doubled, suggesting this wave is just beginning rather than peaking. And they're saying with the holiday gatherings, colder weather, and crowded indoor spaces ahead, health officials warn that these numbers may keep climbing unless people take precautions. They're urging New Yorkers to get vaccinated, wash your hands often, mask up in crowded spaces, and stay home when you feel sick. Their message is simple. This flu season is not mild, but small choices now could prevent a lot more people from ending up in the hospital. So just these small things, washing your hands, wearing a mask, just taking these small precautions, staying home if you feel sick, can keep a lot of people and yourself safe. Next, we have SNAP in the news yet again, as they're saying New York City is being forced to fix its SNAP food stamp system after a lawsuit exposed how badly it was working. They're saying thousands of people who apply for food assistance were being left waiting for months, even though federal law says the city must review and respond within 30 days. People who were waiting months to hear back. They're saying that they were supposed to respond within 7 days if someone was in an emergency situation, but still, people were left waiting months. Advocates showed proof that people were missing interviews, purposely getting ignored, and being marked as no-shows, even though they had showed up for their interviews. Families ran out of food while the city was stuck in paperwork chaos. So because of this, New York City agreed to overhaul the whole process and fix this whole situation by hiring more workers, improving call centers, speeding up interview scheduling, and tracking cases so people don't get lost in the system. The city will also be monitoring to make sure people get their benefits on time. And of course, this matters because they say 2 million New Yorkers utilize SNAP in order to eat and feed their families. So they're really working on getting this whole system together to make sure that things like this no longer happen. And now we have our wow story of the week, which is including our President Donald Trump. They're saying that, and this is a listener submitted story also. They're saying that the National Parks Service and System have removed MLK Day and Juneteenth from next year's list of free entry days at national parks. Instead, the new free day lands on June 14th, which is Flag Day, and which also just so happens to be Donald Trump's birthday. The change has sparked outrage because these two major holidays are tied to civil rights and Black history, while a date connected to, that guy has been added to make things even bigger. The new policy also raises fees for national visitors, including a $100 surcharge at some of the parks. Supporters call it patriotic because they're saying, hey, he put it on Flag Day. And of course, critics are saying that this is disrespectful and exclusionary. Either way, this move has set off a national debate. Are we really surprised though? But this has been Vivian with Socially Conscious, giving you the news that we are following. And remember, if you have any wow stories you would like to submit, please feel free to direct message me on Facebook. My username there is Vivian BM, and come back every Wednesday to find out if your story has been chosen. Thank you as always to our loyal listeners and viewers, and thank you, Pastor Steph.
Thank you, Vivian. I just have a question. The national park on the last story, do they pay to get into the park? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, national
and they're
parks.
raising that for, huh?
Yeah, national parks, not like the public parks, but the national ones. Yeah, they're raising the prices, and they removed those 2 days from free access days.
Okay. Thank you so much. Woo! All right. Get out that cold, girl. Thank you so much. And we pray you have a blessed day.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. Woo. All right. Well, you know what happens on Tuesday mornings, on Wednesday mornings. We have to skip past my greetings and my good mornings. So I got to get to that right now. If you're in the room, make sure you check in with Pastor Steph. Otherwise, I don't know you're here. So let me say good morning to our girl, Ketty. Hey, Ketty. Thank you so much for joining us. We got to check in from our boy, Serge. Hey, Serge. What's going on? We are getting a check-in from our girl, Teresa. Thank you so much for joining us. Teresa says, sorry, I missed the live. For Mondays, there's more to be said. Great topic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We got a check-in from, I don't know who this is, BWUG. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And we got to check in from Miss Herlima. Thank you so much for joining us, Miss Herlima. We have got to say good morning to the ladies that hold it down for us each and every day to make sure we get this live going. We got a check in from our girl Shantice. Hey, Shantice, thank you so much. And we got our girl Anika laying back in the cut as always. Thank you so much, Anika. Thank you so much for keeping us held down. All righty. So let's get the ladies on this morning. Let's say good morning to our girl Shantice. Good morning, Shantice.
Good morning.
And let's say good morning to Miss Willie. Good morning, Miss Willie.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies.
Yes.
All right. So Vivian has given us her socially conscious items. She's starting with Coney Island. And they are now committing $1 billion to rebuilding the boardwalk, but not just the boardwalk. They are getting those major repairs done and upgraded. They are putting up some mixed unit housing, some investments into some different businesses and things like that, because they want to preserve the waterfronts and they want to keep it welcoming and a livable as well as a lovable area, not just for our visitors, but for those of us who have always been here. Now, the good bittersweet news, because some are happy, some are sad, that there is no casino. There has been, I don't know who remembers, but I was a kid when they first laid out this huge idea, design to put this casino out in this quote unquote new Coney Island. But that has not happened despite them putting those newer requests and bids in. So Shantice, you got first dibs on this one. Is this a good thing, great thing, or I could care less?
Well, this actually sounds like a great plan, especially hearing that they actually want to renovate the park. The park that's a landmark, the park where, like I say, yeah, cute for the tourists, but what about us who grew up here in New York City, who know about Coney Island? That's one of the quickest places to get to take the kids to go and chill. If you don't want to travel far to an amusement park or somewhere to have that type of setting and atmosphere. So it's good to hear that they're actually willing to invest money in that. Businesses that will be able to be healthy to the community, to residents, or even if you don't live in Brooklyn, but you live in the other boroughs and going over there, you can patronize them. That sounds like a plan. That casino, who cares? Shut up. We don't need you building anything that's just going to rip us off and cause crime, because that's all that would have done. You would have spent all this money on a casino in Brooklyn, Coney Island, only to hide, and then it would have been all this crime, and then we would have gotten reports saying crime is down. Nah. No, this sounds like a plan. This sounds good.
Okay. Miss Willie.
Good morning.
Good morning. This has been around for quite some time.
Right.
How do you feel about this whole reorganization and rebuilding of Coney Island.
I like that they want to rebuild and restore and refinish and clean up some things. It's been there a long time. I live in New Jersey, but we did come to Coney Island. It was a place to go, like Shanti said, who want to travel so far away to go somewhere to take your children. But it would be a good thing. It would be refreshing to the eyes. It's been going downhill for a minute. You know, the only excitement I think is the hot dog eating contest. Which I don't understand how they do it. I don't know how they gut holds it. But I think it's a good thing. It's going to build, it may create some jobs for people. But then again, about the casino, who cares about the casino? All this online betting, people are not even going to the casino. They can sit on their phone and lose their money.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. You can do everything online now. You don't even have to go out to gamble.
Yes.
You can walk in the store and play the lottery now and be a millionaire and don't have to sit in the casino giving them all your money. and from what I'm hearing, machines are rigged. But so many people are going to win. I was standing in the store. This guy spent $200 buying the lottery. He does it every week. And I'm looking at the stack of cards from the scratch-off tickets in his hand. Like, dude, you got $200 to waste every week scratching and winning $5 back, $50 back.
Wow.
Okay. I don't care. I can care less about the gambling. But they, at least they're willing to restore the boardwalk, add some housing. And I hope it's affordable housing. I hope it's a Section 8 section. Because there's a lot of people can't afford their rent. I was on the train head to the city Monday, and I heard this woman say her rent was $4,000. My whole stomach just hit the floor. I said, I thought my mortgage was crazy, but to rent. And now the person had sold the house. No, the house went into foreclosure. Everybody in the train can hear her whole conversation. She didn't hide anything. And she was looking for somewhere to stay. So she was sitting there calling everybody.
Wow.
But then I found out she does have Section 8. So she's not paying for $4,000. She hasn't paid anything because she's not working.
Wow.
So the agency will put down her deposit. They will pay her rent because she's not working.
Wow. Okay.
So, but I'm glad they're talking about restoring. I hope they restore all the rides and everything as well, and clean them up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
Okay. I too, have enjoyed when I was a kid in Coney Island, just being able to jump on a train and get out there. My only concern is, are you going to keep it affordable? Not just the housing, because I don't see where there's any house.
I don't think they're not gonna keep it affordable. They're gonna jack the price up.
Yeah,
they got a plan. If they got a plan to spend $1 billion, say it costs $25 to get into the theme park. I'm quite sure it's gonna be $75 per person or $100. They're gonna get their money back out of the people.
Yeah. And that's
they gotta tax the people.
Yeah, that's my thought. My thought is, you're gonna recoup your money somehow, and where else? But from the attractions and the visitors, and thank God the boardwalk itself is free.
Yes,
because that way people can still kind of go, and they can go on the beach. For those who like the beach, so I'm sure they're gonna upgrade the beach and make that clean. And keep the sand clean and things like that, So it has deteriorated over the years as with everything else.
Corrosion, water corrosion.
It's just hopefully again, they said that they're gonna open it up for vendors and people like that. So that's a good thing, as long as it's affordable, where people can go out there and really call themselves making some money and enjoying themselves, that they won't price it so high that people end up not even going. Because if it's local, if you can get on a train and go, or drive to get there, then they need to make sure that they keep it where people will enjoy going. So
Are they gonna build a parking lot? Are they gonna redo the parking lot? How much they gonna charge for parking?
yeah,
Or they
that
gonna
was
charge for
crazy.
beach chairs? You know, like in Miami, you want a long beach chair, that's $55 just for a chair.
Wow,
And say if you need 4 of them, you know what I mean?
wow,
So
wow.
you never know how they're gonna make their money back. They got a clear plan.
Yeah, yeah, they do. So that's why that's my only concern as far as the upgrade. I am excited to see it, and maybe I'll take a ride out there when it's done. I guess maybe in the next couple of years they'll have it done.
I'm quite sure in about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to have it done earlier than that because they want to get that money.
Right.
Yeah,
Because the longer they wait, the more
done.
they got to pay that big old bill by themselves.
Yep. So they're going to probably get this done quick, fast, and in a hurry. So, great for New York City. Great for New York City. Okay. Vivian says pandemic vibes are coming back. This flu season is hitting extremely hard. 17,000 plus flu cases confirmed. And people have been hospitalized. And it went from 189 to over 400 cases in 7 whole days. Now they are wanting us to go back to what we used to do with the pandemic. Wash your hands more, wear your masks when you're in crowded spaces, stay at home when you feel sick. What's your word on this, Miss Willie? You got first dibs on this story. What you thinking?
Listen, it never went away. COVID didn't go anywhere. It's been there all the time. And of course, if you people that suffer from upper respiratory problems, asthma, COPD, anything that has to do anything with your lungs, they're susceptible to getting COVID 3 and 4 times. So it's all about the immune system. So it never left. And you have a lot of people that never got the COVID shots when it first came out, never wanted anything done. And then when your immune system is low, even if it's a simple cold, they're probably gonna say it's COVID. Because now a cold is COVID now. Is it as dangerous as it was in the beginning? No. So you're gonna have a lot of people entering the hospital, going to the emerge cares and calling, trying to get an appointment, because upper respiratory is not a joke. RSV is not a joke. A lot of people leave here having an asthma attack and can't breathe. I had COVID when it first came out, and I was sitting in my house the whole entire time. And I have asthma, and I went to the emergency room about 5 or 6 times. They kept telling me, no, it wasn't. They said, no, it's asthma. I said, no, this is not asthma. The 6th time they decided to test me for COVID. And at this point, I couldn't even breathe. My chest was so tight. I ended up on the floor. My son couldn't even pick me up. That's how much it squeezes your lungs. Like somebody have a wrench and they're twisting on your lungs.
Wow.
Can't breathe. I even brushing my teeth, the menthol from the toothpaste was taking my breath away.
Wow.
So it's a very dangerous disease. But you gotta take care of yourself. Like they say, wash your hands, cover your mouth. I'm OCD. I wash my hands over 1,000 times. I'm always at the sink. My husband thinks something wrong with me. But I've been that way. So, and I worked in the medical field for 20-some years. So just protect yourself. Put your mask on. Like they say, like you said, if you feel sick, stay home. But then you realize a lot of people can't even take off of work because they don't have the sick time. So they'll go to work.
Yeah.
They rather go to work, put their mask on, and if it gets back, they rather send them home because now I still have a payday. A lot of people I can't stay home because they don't feel well. No sick time, no vacation time. And you got some bosses don't care. They want their work done. And a lot of jobs don't offer at home to do work from home.
Right.
You see, they made a lot of people come back to work. My god sister been working from home for 17 years. She talking about pray for her. I'm like, for what? What happened? Girl, I ain't been in the office in 17 years. They making me go back to work.
Wow.
My aunt retired. As soon as they told her, you got to come in the office. She said, I'm done. Long as she was working from home, she's 80. She would have still been working. She just retired at 80.
Wow.
So that's the main thing to that. People can't afford to take time off and stay home.
Okay. Oh, we got a check in from Shock Baller. And I hope I'm saying this right. Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Shantish, Vivian's saying this flu thing, they are reporting that it is out of control now. And you need to go back to what we used to do during the pandemic times. Oh, it's Adele. Thank you, because I was going to ask, please let us know who you are. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. So what's your worry, Shantish? Oh, okay.
I'm mad we getting back to washing our hands.
Wear gloves in the subway like me. Plastic rubber gloves.
I think the story ended for me there. Let's get back. Why are we getting back to it? Why hasn't it been a thing forever and ever? Amen. This is why everyone is sick. This is why you even get yourself sick and you further your own sickness. Forget about when you spread it to others. There's no way I'm in my house and I don't wash my hands. Amen. Even when I'm here alone. I pretty much have my own bathroom. You would think I have to share this bathroom the way I keep it clean. Why? Because I don't even want to come behind myself and feel dirty. Like I don't understand the concept. And I'm like Miss Willie. I worked in the food industry for years, worked in restaurants for years, and I had a few of my coworkers telling me, like, on my day off, when I come in, I'm gonna sit at your table because you always wash your hands. And my hands look like an old construction worker's half the time because I have eczema. And by the time I wash my hands about 900 times a day, even with moisturizer, sometimes it cracks and all of that, and it gets dry. Right, because it's it's a little painful and uncomfortable, but. Come on, it's like how old we have to stay on top of the children. I'm mad. Where were we? Oh, we went downtown last Friday night. The amount of adults I saw walking in the street. I mean, so we just don't cover our coughs anymore. It's just everybody's just all everybody going to hell right now. That's what she's telling me. Like, so whatever you coughing up, everyone is subjected to this now. Okay.
Spitting on the ground.
Yes, thank you for letting me know. This is why I stay in the house all the time. So everybody who be asking, you don't never go nowhere. Look, you know what? Because I cover my coughs, even in my house. You see all this, yeah, everybody, we outside. Yeah, you outside where everybody else coughing up. Y'all go ahead. And this is why the flu rate is going to continue to rise. I'm coughing right now. I can't wait until Pastor Steph says, I love you. I'm going to get some Theraflu. Because the second my eyes start twitching, where is the Theraflu? Because it's not only about us. Even though I don't leave the house, I don't know when I may need to be around someone. We have to make sure we keep ourselves clean so that we're also clean for other people. This is, come on, adults. Come on. We still teaching the children. Come on. When the children got to tell us to cover our mouths, we know we doing bad in life.
Yeah. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised that this flu thing is spiraling out of control. And again, it's because we are, as a unit, we're not working towards keeping our air clean, our surfaces clean, washing our hands. That's something that we really need to pay attention to. You'd be surprised it's still the people who are not taking care of themselves properly. And it's really, really a contagious issue. It's not contained to just you. So again, as Ms. Willie said, people are not taking off work. They're still going to work. They're still going out in the public ill. And now this means that, everybody else gets sick. Children are still going to school ill. So that means that, hey, other people are ill, and you just take care of you. If everybody takes care of themselves, then the whole universe will be taken care of. just make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you cover your cough. Make sure you stay in when you are not well. Make sure that you are wearing a mask. I wear my mask at times when I'm around, in certain environments around a whole lot of people and things like that. I do have my mask still in my bag because, again, I see that people are not covering up. I still see that people are not washing their hands and stuff like that. So until we all begin to do this on a full-time as a unit, then we're going to end up being all messed up. Adele says that I get real upset when people do that around me, like, have some class. I've never had the flu, praise God. Last time I got sick, it's been years. Got the pot of soursop on the stove daily. Sir says, yes, when I'm at work observing the platform, all you see are these people walking doing that quick cough and not covering their mouths. That's just the way they are. That's just the way they are. So you've got to do what you need to do to make it an individual effort. And then if we all as individuals make it an effort, then we will be a cleaner, safer community. All right. SNAP is in the news. And in New York City, they say they're being forced to fix this system after some lawsuits have surfaced. They said people are waiting for months for their SNAP decision. Now, generally, it's supposed to be within 30 days you get an answer, 7 days if it's an emergency. They say people who were had applied were waiting months, as well as the people who were going to the offices were not marked as being there. So they were saying that they had not appeared for their appointments. So, some other shenanigans were going on. So now they've hired more workers. They're doing some fast tracking situations. And now people can get their things on time. They're saying there are up to 2 million people who are getting SNAP benefits. So you need to definitely make sure that this is a clean process and as quick as you can get it done, the better. Shantice.
Why are they not staying on top of this stuff? I heard Vivian say something like people were attending their appointments, but it wasn't documented that they were, so they were marked down as a no-show.
Yeah.
If this is your only job, how are you missing this? How am I going to recertify, but I'm marked down as a no-show? This is your way of trying to back out of giving me benefits. Everyone is out trying to scam, whether you are a quote-unquote legitimate business or not. That's what it seems to me. Everyone is out here trying to scam. There's no way you're telling me that these people are out here doing what they're supposed to do, because see, that'll be the next thing. The next thing will be, well, we told them to do this. We told them to fill out this paperwork. We told them to go on the app and do this. We told them to come into the office at this time. They were late for their appointments or they didn't show up for their appointments. You can't say that. So I'm doing my due diligence, but yet it's like nothing's getting done and I'm still sitting here waiting for benefits. You got one job. That's it. Why is this so difficult? So now your job becomes more, because now you have to backtrack and fix all of those errors while you're still doing what you need to do currently. So if you couldn't do the first job right, how are you now going to be able to backtrack and do the job currently? Not just one big mess for no reason.
All righty. Miss Willie, what seems to be the problem going on here?
Girl, we got some lazy social workers. How are you going to meet these people face to face? And when they walk out your office, you're going to put a no-show. But then you still got 200, 300, 400 people on your list to check in anyway. Right. So why not finish their application? Right. Most of them are there for recertification anyway, so all the info is there. You're making them bring the same information, but in the meantime, you deny me, and I got 4 little babies at home, and I'm struggling. It's called lazy. Yeah. It's no way. It's no way. This is why I tell people, even my family, when you go into your appointments, get the people name. Say, excuse me again, what's your name? Because some of them walk there and say their name so fast you don't even hear them. And
Yeah.
God big, I ain't knocking nobody, but some of the language bags, man, they mean miss who? What's your name again? And I think they should hand them their business cards when the person walk in the room. Because now I got your name,
Right.
your phone number,
Right.
and your extension.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And I can call and say, yes, I was there. Your name is so-and-so. I mean, my appointment was on May 10th, 10 o'clock. And matter of fact, I got there at 9:15 because I didn't want to miss my appointment. So it's important to gather all the information before you walk out. Anybody's office, even the doctor's office. So they're just, to me, they're just being lazy.
Absolutely.
It's always, and then I understand social workers are so, overwhelmed. That's why kids fall through the crack. You don't know if they went to school or not. You said you checked on, you never, and I saw that happen too. You never went to visit a home. You never sent anybody out there because your workload is heavy. But you took an oath to take care of the community, take care of the people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You feeding your family. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you got a almost 6-figure job. You know, you're making $90,000 a year. Some people only making $20,000 a year and can't make it. So stop being lazy is my thing.
Yeah. It is laziness. It is definitely laziness.
Mhm.
Ketty says nobody wants to work and most of them have a nasty attitude.
Oh
And
my God, yes.
It's bad. It's bad that, when you're at the mercy of these people and this is what you have to endure. People who don't want to do their jobs, people who feel that they're overwhelmed, they give the job to somebody who wants to do the job.
And no, not to cut you off, Pastor Stephanie, but sometimes they see you walking in, you got your clothes on, you looking good. They were like, and they're right down, she don't need my help. Her clothes clean, she look good, she got her hair done. That has nothing to do with it. I was told you don't walk out the house looking any kind of way. You better not walk out there with a hair bundle on that you slip in, slippers and socks.
Right.
Some of them can't help it now. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's the people appearance that turn them away from the people too.
You never know.
I took a girl to the welfare office and I'm sitting there with her. I saw this lady come in. I saw what she drove up in the Mercedes. She had a mink coat on, a Louis bag. And she was in there going on because they didn't pay her rent. She never got her rent voucher. So she had all that on, but that don't mean she had the finances.
Mhm.
You never know. You never know. You
know.
can't judge a book by the cover.
That's right.
Definitely so. Oh, we got to check in from Pastor KL. What it do, crew? Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you don't want to do the job, then give it to someone who does. Nice and simple. If you don't want to service the people properly, then don't take the job. Don't take it. If it becomes too much, give it up and let somebody else just have the job. I mean, it's no rocket science here. Let's just make this happen. Nice and simple. But that's always been, the case for the most part. People are lazy. They don't want to do their job. And this is what you have to, be subjected to. So, let's just hope that now that they've put some new things into place, that there may be a difference. All right, the wow story of the morning.
Ooh.
So the national park entry fee has gone from $0 to $100 because our wonderful president has removed MLK and Juneteenth from being free days. They've moved it to June 14th, which is Flag Day already. And Trump's birthday is on June 14th. So the people are in an uproar now because now you've taken away something that represented civil rights, something that reminded us of the Black History moment. And now you have curtailed all of that and charged these people $100 just to get in. Miss Willie.
Yes. Yes.
What's your thought, Miss Willie?
First of all, I keep saying, who in the world let this demon in the chair? Because he had a full agenda. He had 4 years to think about how he was going to try to jack everybody's world. So he sat there and contemplated, they celebrating for free Martin Luther King and Juneteenth. So let me insert myself. So basically, you're not going to be celebrating Martin Luther King, Juneteenth, or Flag Day. You're going to be celebrating his birthday. And $100 to get into the national park, not taking the holidays away, he making you pay. So if every black person is smart, I wouldn't even try to go.
Right.
You're not getting my $100 off of something that belongs to me.
Right.
You don't took away Flags Day, basically. The man had a clear plan. This man is, while we sleeping, he up there writing down stuff and got his little in the corner cahoosing with his buddies. That man don't go to bed. He's thinking about what other thing he can take away. The tariff's so high. Every time we go to the store, a pack of chicken wings is $25, $26. He had a clear plan. Everything Trump's doing has already been written down. What do he call it? The dream what?
Yeah.
That's his dream.
Yeah.
If Trump can wipe out everybody, if he can wipe out everybody on this earth and it just be him, it'll be him. But it's all about him. All this is about Trump. It ain't about Martin Luther King Day, Juneteenth, Flag Day. It's about him.
Absolutely.
So you're going to have millions of people that come celebrating your birthday? Because ain't nobody really trying to give you a party. So this is the way you think you're going to get a party?
Right.
He said, they're going to celebrate me. They better go celebrate. They better go celebrate Jesus. I hope people on their knees praying, because we still have how many more years with this demon?
3.
Oh Jesus!
3.
Wow.
Yep. 3 whole.
What is he doing to our society? My grandchildren have to grow up, and this is what they gonna read back on.
Yep. Big time.
Thought I would be in this day and time. I thought our parents and their parents had it rough. This is crazy. This is new day slavery with this dude.
Absolutely.
Like they don't gave 2.8% for Social Security, but they taking it back because they making them pay for the medical part. Where years ago they never had to pay for the medical part. This was Bush idea.
Yeah.
So why give the percent you taking it back? It's a game. Being in the White House, political is a game. It's about their gain and our loss.
Absolutely.
That's my take on that demon. I don't even want to talk about him no more.
All right, Shantice. $100 to get into the national park.
As stupid as this is, that was the simple remedy that came to mind. Don't go. Don't go to the national parks on that day. Because I was watching something the other day, and these black students came up. They had to start a business, and they came up with the business, and they also developed apparel for the business, and it was called Black Sense. And it became real popular on the school campus. And because it was senior prank day, a bunch of white kids came around with white sex apparel. So the black kids got mad, like, prank day or no prank day, we don't play like that. Like, don't play like that. So they were like, oh, we just thought it was a joke. We so sorry. Okay, we'll take it off. One of the white boys didn't take it off. And he was like, well, why is it that y'all can have black sex but we can't have white sex? And everybody was looking at him like, you can't be serious. This is why you can't be serious. The same way that side of the fence has all of the privilege to do everything. One of the things y'all can't do peacefully is walk around with white stuff like that. Where we can. Why? Because we are continued this coming for us. Because in addition to because I don't get any attention anyway. This is how I give attention to myself, and I help other people to give me attention, even if they're mad. You trying to come for us. Because you didn't just say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You made it your business to now take off the Black days. Martin Luther King's birthday, Juneteenth. You made it your business to do that. That was more important to you than making it about your birthday. Your birthday was just the icing on the cake. So I completely agree. If you're smart, just simply don't go. There's no need to put a whole lot of breath and complaining about this. Don't go. If you go, you're the opposite of smart. And now you play along with the game as well, because you think that you're about to make some money off of it. You won't, because that side of the fence ain't gonna pay no $100 to get up in the park that day. So where your $100 coming from?
And don't struggle to pay it. You don't have it, sit down. Have a happy seat.
But that's what I'm saying. But we
shop. I don't know.
Right, but we continue to prove that we make them their money.
Yeah.
So if we don't go, they're not gonna make said money. So it's just a simple remedy to all of this.
Right.
Just
Trump won't be celebrating.
Right. If you don't have a backyard, make a friend in God who has a backyard. And y'all go barbecue over there in the front yard. Listen, we get very creative, okay? If it's all that important.
That's
all right?
Juneteenth,
Juneteenth, MLK birthday is in the wintertime anyway. So if you're within the states where it's cold, you ain't at no park nowhere. Juneteenth, make a buddy. Turn to your neighbor, say, neighbor, do you have a backyard? I'll be over there Juneteenth. And
I'll bring a dish or two.
Right. And have a good day. This ain't no big deal. I mean, just understand what's going on. And while they think they playing us, we play them. Simply.
So this is just another way for him to, stick the knife in. And I agree, there's no fuss, no muss. We do what we need to do. We have enough community centers and churches and all these kind of places that are these establishments that are owned by Black people that have heard that the national parks are charging. So now you open up your lawn. You open up your establishment so that whatever festivities would take place on Juneteenth. Again, you don't go to the national park, no big deal. You ain't been barbecuing. You ain't got a barbecue. So if you decide that you're going to do something, again, let all of these establishments open up their lawns or go into somebody's backyard or, do what you need to do. Open up the block.
Do a block party. Do a block party.
Open up the whole block and
put
just
your
go
table
ahead.
in front of your house. Have all the neighbors come out with a table.
Right. Make it something that the whole block or the community get together and do. We have a lot of power. Yes. And one of the things that we have been really guilty of is making people think that all they have to do is sneeze and our world comes tumbling down.
Yes.
There are so many, like you said, Shantice, all we need to do is get creative. Do what we do best. Merge together and make it happen. Somebody fry the chicken, somebody make corn.
Listen, we good at a promptu party. Girl, what you doing tonight? Girl, bring a dish.
That's right. Right. From now. So as of at least December of 2025, you have the limitations that you have. So just make do with it. So, this is really not a huge thing, some would say fight it and do. Listen, let him ride his little years out. Let him ride his years out.
Ooh, I'll be glad when he get on that horse and keep going.
Yeah, let him ride. He might be dead by then. We don't even know. And I'm not saying I wish it. But what I'm saying is he's been ill. They have not put out a lot about his illness. We don't even know if he'll survive. So if he does, if God spares his life, go ahead and let him do his 4 years. You do what you need to do. Next go round, God spares, and call it a day. But you know what? This is something that, again, like Miss Willie said, these were all his plans to begin with. How do you think he's able to execute this stuff so quickly?
Hello.
At it.
I think he got blank consecutive order sheets at his house that he sits there and have them already done. So when he comes, you see when he first got back in the chair, he had a stack high of things to sign. He already have them done. So when it come out, it's no surprise.
That's right. That's right.
Like I said, we sleeping. He over there jotting down and plotting.
Absolutely. So you know what? We just have to make do with what we have to work with and make it happen. Thank you, ladies, for indulging me on our socially conscious segment. For our topic, ladies, I stumbled across something that I would love to talk about. So out in North Carolina, let me get all of my states, because this is not across the board, but it is definitely an issue in several states. Hold on a second. I thought I would remember it. Okay. Out in North Carolina, Hawaii, Mississippi, New Mexico, South Dakota, and Utah, they have a law where if you are responsible for interfering in a marriage, if you are responsible for interfering in a marriage that they feel was, let me make sure I get this terminology correct. I want to make sure I say this right. So if your marriage was supposedly intact, there were no problems, and someone came along and they interrupted that marriage, they would be breaking a law called alienation of affection or criminal conversation. So these laws are chargeable if you are responsible for breaking up someone's marriage. It does not necessarily mean that you had to sleep with them, but if you have caused anyone to break their marriage up, if you are a third party and you are believed to have caused the end of a marriage, you can be held liable. Now, how is this coming up? Why is this coming up? Because out in North Carolina, there is a TikTok influencer who had an affair with her manager. And she is now responsible for paying $1.75 million to her manager's ex-wife. So, again, she is being held for alienation of affection and criminal conversation. They say that she had adulterous sex with him, and this particular law, again, says that anyone, any third party who caused the spouse to end the marriage, more than likely it would be cheating, but it could be anyone who encourages someone to seek a divorce, such as a therapist or a clergy member, can be sued. Now, they said proof of sexual relations is not required for the lawsuit to be successful, but to make a successful claim, the plaintiff must show that the marriage was intact and healthy, and there was a genuine love between the two. They must also establish that the love and affection within the marriage was alienated and ultimately destroyed as a direct result of the third party's actions, and that those actions were intentional and designed to interfere with the marital relationship. In this particular case with this young woman, she was found guilty of criminal conversation, and it's a civil claim against the third party who had sexual intercourse with that plaintiff's spouse. They say to be successful in this type of claim, the plaintiff must prove that a valid marriage existed at the time of the conduct and that sexual intercourse occurred during the marriage and before any physical separation was entered into that was intended to become permanent. Now, this is only in the 6 states that I named. Again, that is North Carolina, Hawaii, Mississippi, New Mexico, South Dakota, and Utah. They have had other people who have been charged, lost, and had to pay. One man, $8.8 million. And another one was awarded $30 million for alienation of affection. They say, as rare as these cases are, they are still quite lucrative at the end of the day. They said that you should be prepared to go through some emotional strain and high legal costs because it ain't easy to prove these things. Someone might say that it would be someone else's fault. The third party, in other words, the third party can't make you do nothing you didn't want to do. But in court, they say that the judge can find that they could have been persuaded. If you're sued, they can definitely run through timelines, evidence that the marriage was already deteriorating if you want to make sure you ain't paying that kind of money, or make sure that marriage was supposedly intact and untouchable until you came along. And beware, if you are in these particular states, you want to make sure you are not in this situation. Shantice, you got first dibs on this one.
Anything to get money. This sounds like sexual harassment. Now I gotta prove that you said and or did something that was offensive to me. I'm hearing a lot of things that are subjective. If this marriage was intact, that's subjective. If I was happy in this marriage, that's subjective. I'm trying to figure out, and my mind went to Adam and Eve real quick. Also, if I'm so happy in this relationship, the latter part of what someone said is 100% correct. A third party is not going to now help me be unhappy in this marriage. If I look at this man and say, I love this man. Yeah, he get on my nerves. I was just thinking about how hard I could smack him in the back of the neck last night. But you know, that's a regular. That's excitement. Okay. But I love him. If I don't have any interest anywhere else, I may find other men attractive from time to time, but I don't want to go anywhere. How is it that now you gonna sue him for what I chose to do? Not only that, now we gotta go to court. So now all I see are a bunch of people hopping over desks trying to get at the mistress or the mistress, because now I'm reliving. So now the mistress is trying to prove to the judge in front of me that my husband was already unhappy. How does that not now create a whole new case? Because now after I contemplate killing her or try to kill her in his courtroom, because now she's showing no, look, see, when he texted me and said, "Oh, I can't wait to come see you because she getting on my nerves." How is that? Why? What is happening out here? People have been cheating on each other from the beginning. Eve cheated on Adam with the serpent. It's just been happening. How are we trying to profit off of everything? It's like, come on, y'all. This is just dumb. No one is thinking past initial. Because as I'm hearing this, a whole lot of other things is coming to mind that I really don't believe anyone else is taking. I'm not trying to sit in a courtroom and listen to another woman prove to the judge in front of me how my husband wasn't already happy with me. Now we in here for attempted murder. So forget this lawsuit. Forget this lawsuit. Because now I might got 2 bodies on me right now. 3, if I got to take out the bailiff who may try to stop me. It's like no one's thinking about these. This is just stupid. I'm so happy that they didn't say New York, because that's where I could really see. I could really see. No one would probably even make it to the courthouse on the court date. It would just be too much. They got tipped off. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. This is stupid. I wouldn't even want to be the judge that has to rule over this.
Okay. Miss Willie.
Ooh, Shantice, don't say it at all. It's stupid. People been cheating from the beginning of time. So you talking about I have to pay $8.8 million? Somebody about to leave. Because you just can't blame it on the woman that your husband had an affair with, or the wife that she had an affair with somebody else's husband. These are adults that's making choices. And remember, the choices you make are yours. It's absolutely insane. That's why I tell people, whatever state you plan on moving to, try to find out the laws, because each state has their own laws. I'm baffled because it's stupid. So don't plan on taking a trip to North Carolina to cheat with your man. Listen, social media is killing a lot of people, because guess what? People got cell phones. They're taking pictures. Mm-hmm. Your body language says everything. Your body language talk. You're not hiding your affair because you don't know how to control your affair. You're out in the opening. But like I gotta go to court to sit there and listen to all the exposure that he or she did. And a lot of women think having an affair with a married man is a good thing, and the same, and vice versa. And I told you, it's no secret because somebody saw you. You're not hitting. You think you creeping. You ain't creeping. Somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. And now social media, people see stuff out in the street, take pictures and film, and they put it right on their page. What it was about 6 months ago when a CEO was having an affair with the lady in his office. They at the football game, and the camcorder caught them kissing. A CEO, and he lost his job. You're supposed to be at a meeting. Your wife thinks you at the game with your girlfriend, and the camera caught you.
Winners.
There you go. I like that one. Winners. I'm over it. I'm like Shantice. I'm over this foolishness. It's out to make money. There's no way that person can pay that $8.8 million. What they gonna give them? Their house and their furniture? You probably don't even have $50,000 in the bank. So how you gonna pay 8.8? Where they come up with the? I can't even say it. Where they come up with the money? With the payback? 1.75 million, 8.8 million, 30 million. Where they come up with it? I know they're not looking at their finances. Because they look at their finances like that. They probably can't even pay you 10 grand.
They probably couldn't afford the car fare to get to the courthouse.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Don't cheat, people.
So my brain is all over the place with this one. So the first thing I thought about was, okay, so you're trying to hold people responsible for their actions. So this is a catch-22 situation, because you're trying to hold people accountable for their actions, but yet Everybody's responsible for their own actions. You say that if you as a judge, you've heard enough information that this marriage was intact before this third party got involved and caused this separation and ultimately this divorce, then you now become responsible. First of all, if the marriage was intact, there is nothing that anyone could do or say that would be able to separate that marriage and cause that
Exactly.
spouse to do anything. There are as many of them that have fallen. There are those who have been tempted and they have not fallen into it. I don't want to hear if it's only five. I don't want to hear if it's only one. It doesn't matter. Everybody is not guilty of cheating on their spouse, but it is not because they have not been attempted or approached or whatever. So, therefore, if one person can do it, someone else can say no as well. So now I hear you say, well, she should have to sit in court and hear how another woman, yeah, you know why? Because you're the plaintiff. It's the plaintiff who is the one who now has to try to prove that his or her marriage was intact before. So now you have somebody sitting in court saying, listen, your marriage wasn't intact because when I met him or when I met her, these are the things he told me. These are the things he or she said to me. So yeah, you won't have to sit through all of this because you're the one who's
That's
sitting in
going.
the court
Mhm.
trying to get this money from this other person. Now, this TikTok influencer who you just charged on 1.75, she's a TikTok influencer. She ain't got no money. So here you are, you the fool because you're the one who just sat in court, had all your personal business spilled out all over the place. So you think that you won because they charged her $1.75 million? Yeah,
That you would never
you didn't
get.
win. You didn't win because all your business is now spilled out. You know as well as I know, as anybody else knows, that if he was your husband, when this got started, he wasn't all that satisfied because if he was a TikTok influencer, he ain't even talking about no woman in power, a woman who's some big time CEO or somebody who's running for the vice
She
presidency.
only have a TikTok page.
This is what I'm saying. So she's got, wait, let me see how many followers. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah, please let us
They
know.
say she has 2.9 million followers.
Oh, come on.
If
So
everyone gave her a dollar,
your
if everyone gave her a
husband
dollar,
left you for a woman who's got 2.9 million
Listen,
followers on
listen. Let your
TikTok.
wife know. Let your wife know what you want. If you want her to put her doobie pumps on, dance on the bed, what this girl do? Listen, you living in a fantasy anyway. That's why you out cheating. You got fantasies. Tell
Right,
your wife your fantasy.
right.
Play role play. Do something.
So you got, that's why I don't feel sorry for the one who's sitting up in court with hearing all of this, all your stuff. But you're the one who brought this to court. You're the plaintiff. So you knew that this was gonna come out because see now you as the defendant, you're pulling out everything. You are pulling out the emails. You are pulling out
I wasn't thinking about that.
the cell phone um messages. You are pulling out the Valentine's Day cards. You are pulling out the Christmas pictures that you and him took together. You are pulling out the receipts when y'all went to the hotel. You pulling out all of this stuff. Because all you are is a
Oh,
TikTok influencer. So you should be embarrassed to be in court knowing that you got excuse me, cheated on, and your husband went astray for a TikTok influencer. I'm not about to take you to court for that. Now you want $1.75 million. Where's she supposed to get that from? Where's she supposed to
You
get that
saying
from?
nobody? That's what I'm saying. Nobody's thinking. You're thinking, I'm upset, and I can get her for some money. You're not thinking about all the receipts she's gonna be able to pull out.
And,
Stupid. You're not thinking about
and
that.
all your integrity done went out the door because you
Right.
lost $1.
Right.
You
All
think
you
it's
heard
an
was
easy dollar. A lawsuit is not an easy dollar to get. Because by the
right.
time you apply for the lawsuit, by the time you got to pay every lawyer, every time you got to do, they're going to take money from your lawsuit. Like one girl, she ended up with $1 because she was trying to be greedy.
It's true.
It's not a quick fix to your emotional hurt.
Yep.
Because you still going to think about this man don't cheat on me. Every time he walk out the door, he take an extra 5 minutes, come home. He with that girl. That's what you put. That's what you just did to yourself.
Yes.
Look, goodbye.
Yes.
Like I said, if you think you want to cheat, when I see you walk out the door with your suitcase, you gone. Don't do it. Just pack a bag. I gotta go. Okay. When I see your suitcases and you go walking door and the doorknob hit you, all right, goodbye.
Absolutely. We got to check in from our girl Shakira. Good morning. So here's my thought. So, and some of you just said, Miss Willie. So here you are. All you got on your brain is he cheated. If she was working, she really couldn't amass no 2.9 million followers. So how much money she making? 30,000 a year? So how many years it's gonna take for her to pay off this? You can have you a new husband, a whole new life, be happy, do what you do, and smiling. We got to check it from our girl Akusa. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Yo, this is crazy. But yeah, I want to switch. I want to switch gears. So there's an issue of third party. Just simply put, third party. This third party, they said, could be a cheating person, or a therapist, or a clergy member who has influenced this person to separate from their spouse. So while we wait for Miss Willie to get back on, Shantice, let's talk about these additional third parties. Could it be a friend? Could it be your mama? Could it be anybody who influenced you? Remember, just the other day we did a story about a man who he and his wife and his family told this woman, that his daughter, that, you know what, the guy was no good for her. She ended up marrying him and alienating the entire family. So it doesn't only limit the cheating person. It could be anybody: therapist, clergy, parent, best friend, cousin, boss. It could be anybody. Miss Willie, you got first dibs on this one. That third party could be anybody.
You're right. The third party can be anybody. It's girl, this is a lot. People are not thinking about protecting their mental man. They just out there making decisions on the whim because I'm caught up in their emotions and their feelings. So you're getting caught up out there. It's crazy. My mother said your feelings will get you in trouble. And my mother always say, put your feelings in your pocket and keep going. Yep. We get caught up off the emotions, and that's part of being a human being. But you got to know the choices you make are yours. There's consequences, and now that everything can be exposed easily, it's crazy. You got to be careful who you entertain and where you're entertaining at.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
All righty. Shantice, that third party could be anybody. You're going to sue your therapist for $1.75 million. You're going to make your clergy pay $1.7 million. You're going to make your mother pay $1. But whoever's found guilty of separating this couple from a relationship that was intact before you got involved,
Wah, 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 wah. That's all I'm hearing. I need money. Wah, wah. Listen, again, if it's intact, this is why all this stuff is subjective. Listen, I've always had a very good, healthy, unique relationship with my mother. Can't no other woman come to me and be like, let me ask you something. How many times your mother took you to Disney World when you were growing up? No, she ain't a good mother. Did you ask her why she didn't buy you a car? Because I bought my kids a car when they turned 16 and got their license, and I did this for me. And my mother's relationship is intact. Now, me being me in the relationship I have with my mother, I would look and say, neighbor, why you didn't buy me a car when I was 16? Because you already know that answer. Listen, me and my mother are good. You cannot now come and interfere with my relationship with my mother. And if you were able to come and tell me something about my mother that she did that was really detrimental to my life, and for some reason I don't remember, maybe because I was too young or whatever the case may be, and you bring it to light, how is she now suing you? Didn't she do it? Didn't she do that thing? So if someone, because see, what I'm also hearing is, if you put me on blast, I'm suing you. Well, guess what? Don't do nothing stupid to get put on blast. You don't want your secrets coming out like that? Don't be a trifling person. Because I can clearly see that happening. Or your girlfriend told you she saw me cheating, and now we broke up. I'm suing your friend. Why were you out cheating? Nobody wants to take accountability for what they're doing or what they've done. I'm just hearing a bunch of whining. I'm hearing a bunch of people just wanting money. So now we chose this therapist, but now we're gonna sue you. You gonna sue the therapist. We choose to sit under this pastor, but now we're gonna sue the pastor. Do you want a bunch of yes people around you? A bunch of people to tell him or her that they should stay with you? That makes absolutely no sense at all. Because as a judge, that would be my question. Well, who chose the therapist? So even if you come and say, well, she chose it, did you willingly go and sit in the sessions, sir? Or did she put a gun in your head and say, we go to these sessions? Were you a willing participant in these sessions? So now that you don't like the outcome of the sessions, you're now suing. Go somewhere and sit down. Again, this is just stupid. A bunch of whining.
My thought on it could be any third party. I agree 100% with, if this is a therapist or a clergy member, more than likely both of you have sat under this person. So to now come back and say, well, you're going to sue because this marriage was intact. Again, that's my first thought.
But do we really know that it was intact?
Well, that was my.
I'm saying it's all subjective.
It is relative to what's your define intact.
You arguing every day?
This is what I'm saying. What is the definition of intact? It is relative and subjective to who the two people are. Now, here's my thought. If you're a type of woman who does not want to service her husband, and I'm not necessarily talking about in bed, because there are a lot of women that don't service their husband in many shapes, forms, and fashions.
Amen.
If you're a husband that don't want to service your wife, or your wife that doesn't want to service your husband, but you feel that the marriage was intact, this is why there was someone, I read it from the article to you all, that said you better be ready. You better be ready, because A, it's going to be very costly for you to fight this. And number two, you are going to be dragged, because this person is going to be able to say, they never did this, they never did that. On this particular day, they were missing. On that particular day, they didn't do anything. They didn't take care of the kids. They didn't wash the clothes right. My whites were blues and my blues were bleached and all kinds of things. And now you're sitting in court going and being dragged through the mud for anything. If it's a therapist or a clergy member, they are able to say, hey, when they came to these counseling sessions, they came because their marriage was not intact. So who is supposed to vouch for what's intact. That's subjective. It's relative to who's giving the story.
Right.
So my thing is, well, guess what? If you have a husband or a wife who can be persuaded by somebody at the job, by somebody in the street, by somebody at a meeting, at somebody in the supermarket, they can carry you off, then your marriage was not intact.
And if you at work complaining to your coworker or your boss about your relationship, it's broken.
Right.
Now you want to sue because you're broken and it's broken. But on the outside, you want to pretend that it's all together.
Right.
And then you go home, you're sitting in your little corner, broken again.
Right.
Wow.
You can't, here's the problem that I'm having with a lot of these things. The law. Why are these laws even in existence?
For cheating.
Right. Something that is it's mutual, something that is voluntary.
And that's going to keep happening.
What'd you say?
And that's going to keep happening because I could see people going and doing these lawsuits and still end up sleeping with the same person that's suing them.
Right.
That's going to happen.
Well, it's soul ties. Now it's soul ties. Now you can't give it up.
Yes, I see that happening. It's just like the restraining orders. How many times have you had men and women go put a restraining order on someone and they come to find out that they just spent the night at each other's house and all? It's like, come on, no. And we keep hearing stories about these children slipping through the cracks and dying at the hands of their parents and guardians because no one is taking the extra time to make sure they're good. But we taking time with this. This is stupid.
This foolishness.
This is dumb.
Absolutely.
You tying up the court system because those spouses don't cheat. Now you mad at the other woman. Don't be mad at her or him. They made choices.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna take them to court. You sitting there contemplating on what? Not ever getting a dime? 8.8 million? Come on now. Don't go around telling your friends either because your feelings gonna be hurt. What you gonna get $8? You might get 800. Oh, right. But you didn't get no 8.8 million.
No. That's what I'm saying. For this one particular TikTok influencer.
You destroyed your lives for somebody that's shaking and rolling on TikTok.
But no one really cheats up. No one says, you know what? I cheated on Victor. Oh,
you think you got your head covered? You think you got your head covered, but your butt is out. You think you're covering your butt, but your head is still sticking out.
Listen, no one cheats up. No one says I cheated. Yes, I cheated on Victor. With who? With Bill Gates. With even Donald Trump. I cheated with who? What Michael Bazin, is that the one you brought up the other day, Pastor Steph?
Yeah.
No. Who you cheat with? Oh, Ray Ray.
Ray and Boom Boom.
Right. I cheated with my ex.
Pookie.
I cheated with. We don't cheat with someone who, even if we don't stay with him, he can really put me up. That's just not what we do as the human beings that God has created us to be. We don't cheat. So how do you think? So now my husband thinks he's gonna sue. The first thing I'm gonna do is laugh like he barely took me out to dinner the other night, sir.
Right. I barely got a hamburger.
Don't even put your head there. We barely made it to dinner.
What 5-star diner he ever taken you to? What, McDonald's sitting in the corner with a Big Mac or some nuggets? That's all right. If you're gonna cheat, like I always say, if you're gonna cheat up. I used to tell my ex, I said, listen, if you're gonna cheat, make sure she got some money to take care of all of us. Go out there and be a pimp, shake a leg. I don't know what you're doing, but you got to take care of this whole family. If you're gonna cheat up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shantice. That was real good.
You're welcome.
Well, that's why I said if you're so $1.75 million, you felt that you walked out of the courthouse a winner. Lord. Again, if she's got 2.9 million followers, that means she's really on TikTok.
Yeah.
So if she's really on TikTok, she really ain't at a job. So if she's really not at a job, she's not making 6 figures, my dear. So therefore, she's not going to be able to give any money. But here's my question to you ladies. We got a couple of minutes, and I want to ask. We're suing the person who cheated with your husband
or wife,
but she's not the one, right? Or he's not the one that made the commitment. Your husband made the commitment.
Woo.
How are we suing the one who did not make the commitment? Miss Willie, you got first dibs on this one.
Why are you suing? Why? He's with a nobody. She, like you said, her job is TikTok. But now you're making me think, who else inboxed her and hooked up with her besides him? She might be a prostitute and hide behind TikTok. I don't know. But
OnlyFans.
You got, hello, sin will get you burnt. Put your Johnny in your pants and keep going. It's absolutely crazy. You made choices. It's all about choices. And you chose to hook up with this TikTok chick. And your wife thinks she's gonna make you pay by taking this girl to court and trying to get money out of her. Ain't nobody paying for it but you and him. Because if you take him back, he's gonna be in your house, in your face. You're gonna sleep with one eye open because you don't know if he's gonna walk out again and go meet up with her again. You losing sleep. That's my take, and I'm not losing no sleep over nobody. I'll help you pack.
All righty. Shantice, we are suing her or him. Why are we mad at the person on the outside and we're not suing or angry with the person on the inside?
That already shows your level of mental health. Because now, that's one of the things I was thinking when you were initially reading this. So where is my vengeance towards you? See, with me, by the time I sort out the 80 different ways that came to mind within the first 30 seconds of me finding out you cheated or how I'm gonna get at you, I ain't got no time to get at her. I already got to set up my getaway call and all that for what I'm about to do to you. I ain't got no time to now go find no lawyer and which court and set up the court date and when I'm gonna wear there and try to brace myself for what I'm gonna hear and all that. I ain't got no time for that because I'm already figuring out how I'm gonna repent for the premeditated stuff I'm considering doing to you, sir. We're gonna have to get the therapist and the pastor and the deacon and the cops and the precinct and everybody on guard already. Right now, I can't have TikTok on my phone at all because every time I see the logo, I'ma just go post it. So now, these are the things. Yes, these are the things that Shantice has to already be concerned with within the first 30 seconds. This is already happening within the 30 seconds. Forget about bedtime and not going to sleep, not letting the sun go down on your anger and all that. See, I didn't get there. This is just within the first 30 seconds. Repent. Yeah, I already got to repent for the premeditated thoughts. So now you're talking about me trying to get at her because again, another thing that came to mind immediately was, but you cheated. I'm not sleeping with her. See, if I was about that life and all three of us were sleeping together and then she brought in the fourth person, then I have to deal with both of y'all. But it was just me and you. You brought her into this. So yeah, I may have some words for her. You better make sure I don't see her. But I could have some stuff for her too. So if that's your people's like that, you better keep her away from me. But my real beef is with you, sir. It's with you. I don't have time to try to get at her. Because see, what's going to hurt that person even more is her being able to see how I'm going to get at you. She's not going to want to cheat with anybody else ever again. That's going to do more psychological damage than me trying to get her for $1.75 million. Because she's going to have that to think about. Now she didn't change her whole mission on TikTok. Now she's become an advocate for don't be the one, don't be the mistress. Because you will be the reason why this man ends up like whatever the end result is. Whether now you don't have anything to your possession because I done burnt or sold or did whatever, or however your outcome was. But I really don't have to, that really, as a person, man or woman, and especially as a woman, you have to, because see, stuff like that is how you'll end up like what Miss Willie said. So I do all that to her, but then I still let you back in my bed. What kind of cockeyed stuff is this? I sue your mistress, but she still get to come back and sleep with me? What?
Because
so now
I'm just you're bringing her spirit right back to our bedroom.
But if that's the case, then we might as well make a business out of this. So now I'm your pimp. We might as well make a career. We might as well make a career out of this.
Listen, you need to go out and find another TikTok chick.
Exactly.
So we just do.
Yeah, so we can get her for this money. If that's the case,
this is how you're gonna get your money. This how you gonna get your money.
I'm not about to go through all of this distress for nothing.
What in the world?
Because I'm still gonna have to pay in some way for allowing you to come back. Because now, what can I say to you the next time? There's nothing I can say to you the next time because you've already let me see that this is what you do about. This is the type of relationship we have. So I've accepted the terms. I'm going to come up off of this.
You said it was just me and you, baby, but you lied.
Right. If that's the case. So you really, as a woman, really consider that. Why are you going after the other person and not dealing with him? No one can allow, it's just like with the devil. He can only come in when you leave the door open. You don't open that door, they don't have access. So I could be, and I've been in relationships like that where I thought we were good. That's why I keep saying this is subjective. I thought we were good. Meanwhile, you sitting on the other side unhappy. You opened the door. Now my beef is with you. It's not with her.
It's called communication, and a lot of people don't communicate.
Exactly.
If I don't like what you're doing and what you're saying, me, Willie, she tell you right off the bat. I ain't got time to be sleeping on nothing. I don't have time for that because I protect my mental man for sure.
Listen,
I don't do when I met my husband now, Charles. I told him in the beginning, I don't do arguments. If you want to discuss something, we'll do it. Don't let me see your spirit man with your lips poked out because I ain't the one. And besides, whatever you're going through, I wasn't there. Have these conversations before. What you like, what you don't like. You know, listen, y'all want to play, you want to be married and play grown? We're going to be grown folks around here. You don't have to sneak around and tiptoe.
Right.
Don't tiptoe through these tulips, boo-boo. You're going right to the daisies. Out the door.
Whoa! Has this been some conversation? Thank you, ladies, for your contribution into today's conversation. And we pray you have a blessed day.
Don't hurt nobody, Shanti.
I don't. Thank you.
We got a check-in from Miss Grace. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Woo-wee! So we landed on the topic of the woman who is the TikTok influencer with 2.9 million followers, but who is now liable to pay her man's ex-wife $1.75 million because she cheated with her manager. So now she took her to court, and in 6 states there is a law against a third party breaking up a sound and solid marriage. So every day we talk about this world. Well, first of all, only the world could come up with some type of law like this, because in reality, Shanti says it's subjective. It's subjective. I use the word relative, subjective, but only God can really declare whether a marriage is sound and intact. Because just like Shanti said, how many of us are walking around thinking things are okay and in reality it's not? So, in other words, you being the wife thought that this relationship was in this wonderful, wonderful state. And here comes some woman who works for your husband. She somehow or another gets involved with him. He ends up dissolving the marriage, and now you're blaming her and you're suing her. And some judge feels that she has provided enough information that establishes that this relationship was sound and strong and firm prior to him meeting you. And now that he met you and you were able to take him off somewhere and, talk to him and sleep with him and, promise him the world somehow and give him his world's fantasy, and now he leaves the wife, you are now liable for paying this ex-wife. Crazy. Why? Because it was, again, as yesterday, it was mutual. There was no rape, there was no forcing, there was no nothing. If your marriage was so sound and firm and intact, there is nothing that could come along and cause that man or woman to cheat on her spouse. Now, we may not hear this very often, but it is true. Not every individual that has been tempted has fallen for the temptation or fallen in temptation. It's just there's no reality that every single person has. It may be very few, but there's nowhere in the world it's every single person. Why? Because the word of God says that there is no temptation to man that is uncommon to man, to be exact, but that God would not give a way out. So here's what that says. That says that whenever you're tempted, whoever you are, God will always give a way out, but it is up to you to take the way out. Now, to say that no one has ever not cheated is to say that God's influence or God's ability to open up a door or God's allowance for there to be a door open, however you want to put this, has never worked. That's what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying. If you say, oh no, anywhere in the world, if somebody's tempted, they won't take it. I'm sorry. Not when the word of God tells me that it is God who opens up the door whenever there's temptation. There is no temptation that is uncommon to man. So in other words, that also says that no matter what temptation you're facing, you ain't the first and you sure won't be the last. That is not common. That is uncommon based on the version you read, meaning that somebody has already experienced this thing already. And not everybody will fall for the okey doke. So here we have a judge that says, I'm going to make you pay. If the relationship was where it was supposed to be, then there is nothing that could come along that would say, I'm going to cheat, that I would cheat, that I did cheat. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. And my biggest question is what I asked the ladies. Even if I thought that you were a heavy influence and that you got my husband to be carted away where he stepped out of this marriage, I can't hold her more accountable than I hold him. It was he who made the commitment to me, not her. Not her at all. It was him who made the commitment, not her. Now, it doesn't mean that she's not responsible at all for, she was a willing party. Absolutely. But how do I sue her and I not sue him? Not only that, there is something that the ladies introduced that has was the first thing that came to my mind when I talked about this lawsuit. When I read about the lawsuit, what happens when God fixes your heart to reconcile, to be forgiving? Because let me tell you something. I'm looking at a marriage right now, celebrating double digits, but at one point, there was infidelity in the marriage. I've seen this a few times, and they are as strong as ever. There's nothing that says that infidelity can put a finality to your marriage. It says in the Bible that it could, but it does not have to. If God fixes your heart that you are forgiving to that spouse, because you've said for better or for worse. I never understand this thing. For better or for worse, outside of abuse or domestic violence, where it's your life that's on the line. Because for the most part, pay attention to what I'm saying, for the most part, infidelity is not going to drive you insane. It will hurt your feelings. It can destroy your self-image, but it's repairable. It's not going to make you so mentally ill you're going to become schizophrenic and bipolar and you ain't coming back from that. No. It is up to you as to how strong you are determined to be. Because a lot of people come back from that. And listen, I'm not here to tell you to forgive. I'm not here to tell you you shouldn't forgive. I'm not giving you anything, a decision. What I'm doing is I'm opening up what God has said. That if we are forgiving, there's really nothing you can't come out of or come through. There are people who have had someone murder their child or murder their husband, and you would see them go and embrace that person. I mean, lovingly embrace and forgive that person and say, listen, I don't hate you. I hate the act. I hate that my child's not here anymore, or my husband's or my wife is not here anymore, or my daughter's not here anymore, but I actually love you, and I don't hate you for your act. And they are completely forgiving. It's not up to me and you to sit back and say, oh, they really don't feel that way. That's fake. But no, because that is also saying that God can't move someone's heart like that. See, we don't realize how we put God in a deficit when we keep saying, I don't believe. There's no way. Because that's complete opposite of what the word of God says. We can come through anything. With God, all things are possible. All things. There's no contingency on that verse. With God, all things are possible. I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. That means even forgive my cheating husband, even forgiving the man that murdered my husband. I can forgive. We cannot put a limit on God. And the moment you stand and say, I cannot do it, there's no way in the world somebody else can do it, you are now limiting the power of God. This is why Jesus died, so that we could make these moves and show the power of God and why Jesus died on the cross for us. These things are possible. There is no way that this stuff is impossible, because I now put a limit on the very God I serve. And I am not going to limit God, not me. So here's my thought. My thought says that I now go and I now sue this woman. So I now have held her responsible for my marriage coming apart. Am I really sitting back thinking, is there something that I could have done or I could not have done? Something that I did not do that could have put my marriage in jeopardy? Now, nothing should make you stray. I don't care what I do or what I don't do, but this is how the world works, right? So, do I sit and I hold myself accountable at all? The bottom line is that you need to hold, the person who made the commitment and the vow to you and God accountable. And is it worth me going before God, us going before God, and seeing if we can really work this thing out? Yes, I know what you did, but I did tell God for better or for worse, and I have stepped into the worst, and I am going to make it happen. Let me tell you something about heartbreak. Heartbreak, it's like the end of the world. It's like the end of the world. And you feel like you ain't never coming back from that thing. But again, if we search the scripture and we trust God for any and everything, there is nothing that God can't do if we position ourselves. You always hear me talk about positioning ourselves. Where am I willing to put myself that God can deal with me? It's not only with forgiveness, it's with a sin, something that is got a stronghold on me. It could be anything. Am I going to position myself to be delivered from anything? Delivered from my actions, delivered from my inactions, delivered from forgiveness or hurt. How am I going to recover? Because at the end of the day, that 1.5 million, that 8.8 million, that $30 million, that's not going to make you feel better. That's not going to make you feel better. You'll be able to spend, and all of that spending may offer a momentary pleasure, but it is not going to be the end all and be all of anything. It is not. It is not going to really be something that is going to wash away all of that hurt. Because when you go to bed, you ain't going to be able to feel better because you didn't spend all day. No, you've been shopping and shopping and shopping, and now you got to go to bed by yourself, remembering that your spouse just cheated on you. And it's funny because that's one of the things we always think, like, dang, at least if he was going to cheat, he could have got somebody like this, or she could have got somebody like that. Yeah, we always think about that. So money ain't going to help you with that one at all. If she went and took out a loan for that 1.75 to give it to you, to get you off her back, but it ain't going to make you feel better at the end of the day. Seek God for that hurt. Seek God for that pain that is so unbearable that you feel like you'll never get any better. You'll never feel any better. You'll never want anything, better, or you'll never want your husband or your wife again. You fell in love with this person, right? So that should be what you should do. Seek God for forgiveness and see what God can do. Maybe God does not want you connected to the person anymore. I don't know. I can't say. But if that's the person that God wants for you, then you better believe it's something that can be worked on. And I'm even going to venture on the other side as you pick the person and God had nothing to do with it. God, marriage is a big thing to God. So for him to move on your heart, in your heart, that you forgive, and then on the flip side of that, God ends up doing something with both your lives, and now you both end up giving your lives to him completely. Oh, God gets the glory out of that one. So again, we just don't know. I have seen it on both sides of the fence. I have, and I'm like, wow, okay, God. It's something that will blow your mind, but we've got to position ourselves to allow God to do the perfect work that was started in us. So don't hold that person accountable, because it also takes your mind off of where you should be focused on, who and what you need to be focused on. Focus on your marriage. If you're so busy taking somebody to court, the thought and the mindset is off your marriage. Focus on your marriage. That's what's important to God. The lawsuit ain't important to God. The lawsuit is important to you. But focus on what God can do for you. Focus on how God can do the repair. If I'm so busy chasing a lawsuit, then my heart is not in repair mode, because my heart is for vengeance, revenge. My heart is because I want to hurt you. I want to get at you. I want to get at him. I want to get at her. Yeah, that's where my heart is. But if we stand still and let God work on us, because again, is there something I could have done differently in this relationship? When my husband or my wife told me that they weren't happy, or when I saw that things weren't right, instead of me, taking a different route and not doing this, I did that and made it potentially worse or possibly worse. There's a lot of things to consider. So, did we play a part? Is there something we could have done to make it better? We can't think about that if we're chasing the dollar. So let God do his work in our life. Let God do his work in our life, please. Because that's the only way we're going to figure this thing out, is when it becomes me and God. And when you do that, it takes away you and God, because there's too many other things. First of all, you got to come up with the money for the lawyer. Does God want you to spend his money on that? Because it all belongs to God. So does God want you taking his money and spending on some lawyer to sue somebody when that could have been a consequence of your sin? Whoa. See, we don't know how this game is ultimately being played. Because see, it's a chess game to God, but it's a checkers game to you. You trying to figure out how you can eliminate the pieces off the board in one way, and God is moving the pieces around another way. With God, there's always a lesson to be learned. Always something we can get out of it. So we're going to make sure that we are not guilty of anything. And maybe we did something, and this is where the consequence has fallen. But is it repairable? Just might be. Just position yourself and give God the opportunity to do a wondrous work. You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank my Due Time crew, the ladies, for always coming through big time. Thank you for hanging out with us and helping us keep that chat room alive. Please don't miss this opportunity to give Christ your life right now. Please do not miss this opportunity to strengthen that relationship with the Lord right now. Remember, strengthen that relationship with the Lord right now, because later is not promised to any of us. Until tomorrow, God spares, where it's Therapeutic Thursday. Until then, I love you.